Welcome user. In the last video we have seen theoretical approach of Naïve Bayes algorithm. In that video we have seen how Naïve Bayes algorithm work. Now in this video we are going to implement those steps in the MATLAB. To performing Naïve Bayes algorithm we are going to see two approaches in the MATLAB. First we will see coding structure of applying algorithm that we normally do, and after that I am going to use classification learner app to perform Naïve Bayes algorithm. So let us begin. Over here you can see under workspace window I have already imported data. The data which I have imported shows information about prediction of tumor type based on the certain features. For the KNN algorithm we have already used this data. So to get more information about this data, kindly watch KNN algorithm in MATLAB. So in short, for this data set, diagnosis feature is output label and all other features are the input features. From the input features I am going to delete ID features, and all of the features I'm going to scale to make them on a same level. So right here you can see the steps that I'm going to follow to perform Naïve Bayes algorithm. These steps we have already discussed while performing KNN algorithm, but again we will have a look on the steps. In the very first step I will delete unnecessary columns. After that I will handle missing values and outliers from the data set. If the data has the categorical information, then I will convert that categorical data to numerical data. After that we can scale or split the data. Now create the model on training set and predict the model on testing set. At the end calculate accuracy, and for that we will use y actual data and y predicted data. Now let us see the coding approach in the editor window. Remember, the first three sections of the code are exactly similar like KNN algorithm, and we have already talked about these steps. Also assume I have already completed data cleaning, includes handling of outliers and handling of missing values. Fit CNB function with mentioned arguments will create model on testing dataset. To get more information about training model, run the model and type name of the model in the command window. Now run the model and check basic information of model. Right here you can see basic information of trained model. Now predict the value on testing data. Y predict variable will provide us predicted class for the X test data. Now we can easily calculate accuracy by using confusion matrix. Now run the code and check confusion matrix and confusion chart. Over here you can see confusion chart, and to get confusion matrix write down result in command window. To calculate accuracy I have formed formula of accuracy. Now check the accuracy. Over here you can see the accuracy. Now our model is ready, and to predict new observation we just call this model and we will add entries from observation. One thing you have noticed, we followed the same steps that we have used to perform KNN algorithm, only function name is changed. The steps that we followed are going to be same for all classification problems, only function name and data will change. This will end MATLAB coding implementation of NB algorithm. Now let us perform same problem by using classification learner app. Now open the classification learner app. Over here you can see the steps that we used to perform in classification learner app. These steps we have already discussed while performing KNN algorithms. Now let us implement the steps. To import data, click on New Session tab, and under the New Session tab you can see two ways that will provide us for importing data. I am going to choose data from workspace that I have already imported to workspace from the system. Over here you can see the data. The learner app will automatically detect predictors and the response features. Also we can ignore unnecessary features while importing data. In our case we are going to ignore ID feature. While performing KNN we have used default validation technique. Over here classification learner app will provide us three validation techniques. The very first is default, that uses k-fold method. The second method will consider how much data that we want to use for testing purpose. And the third method will use all data for training and all data for testing. Over here I'm going to use holdout method, and in that I'm going to choose 25% data for testing. Now start the session. The open window will show default settings of the learner app. Now under the model type tag, select NB algorithm. We can select algorithm based upon the requirement of user. Right here I'm going to use Gaussian naive Bayes classifier. Now click on train. Model will take some time for training, and finally model is trained. Now you can see the accuracy of the model and some other parameters like prediction speed and training time of the model. The model is trained for the default settings. Now let us check the scatter plot. The data option will show original data set, and under the model prediction, dot will show correct classification and cross will show incorrect classification. Over here you can see the confusion matrix. Confusion matrix will show count of correct classified and misclassified entries. The diagonal element will show correct classified entries and off diagonal elements will show misclassified entries. Now we can export this model to workspace and we can predict the label for the new entries. Right here you can see I am going to export the model with trained model name. Now check the workspace window. Model is saved with trained model name, and double click on model to predict new entries. This is all about the NB algorithm in MATLAB. This will end our video. In the next video, we are going to start new algorithm, that is support vector machine. Thank you for watching this video. Do like this video if you found it helpful. If you have any queries, post them in the comments and get in touch with us. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Education is our future. MATLAB is our future. Happy MATLABing.